Having a trouble. Yep, we're live. Hi, Vanessa. I've got to find it on my phone because chat on StreamYard and chat on YouTube don't keep up with one another.
Els couldn't find us because we didn't hit live yet. That's what she was asking. And I'm like, I just got in there. There we go. I just sent it to her.
I've got to print out my decorative paper that I'm going to use to cover this. And I think it'll be cute time I get a decorative paper on it and get some little feet on it. I think it'll look nice sitting out.
It's a neat idea.
It's Genevieve Designs template for her corner chomper holder. And the only thing I did, I modified it a little bit. The end pieces, I printed out 2 extra ones. And I put them inside here to give it a little more stability so you can't really push in on it. And I held them up with hot glue. I actually kind of hot glued the inside together, and then I used the construction strips on the outside.
Okay, there she is. I got it. Hello, Bima.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, you were messaging me, and I just got in by her.
Yeah.
We didn't hit the live yet.
So let me find what paper I'm going to use. I'm looking on my computer. I've got so many files where I buy so many different digitals. You know how it is, Tina.
And
I'm looking for what is it called? Well, hopefully it'll come up. Let's see, desktop.
Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Hi, Stephanie. Bima, how are you? What is the name of that? It'll take me a minute. I'll find it. Hang on a minute. Of course, I go live. Dog wants in and out.
Of course. They're like children.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. You want out? Are you coming in, Willie, or are you staying out with Molly? Yeah. Okay. One goes in, one comes out. It's just ridiculous.
It's like I can sit here all day and not get one phone call and start going live, and then all of a sudden I get a phone call or a message.
Yeah, it's like, really? Are you kidding me?
It's usually my daughter or grandchildren.
It gets ridiculous. Oh my goodness.
Yep, like husbands too. Lisa said husbands. Yep.
Oh yeah. Dennis doesn't really bother me too much when he's at work. Thank God. Porch Yard Prince. That's who I'm looking for.
Scott has a nasty habit of coming in the doorway of my craft room, talking to me, and then I'll start answering him, and he turns around, walks away, and starts mumbling, and then I get up and follow him out to the living room going, what? I wasn't talking to you. So I quit doing it. I quit following him. Hi, Kathleen. I was like, I told him one day, I'm going to kill you. I said, one of these days, you're going to push the wrong button in me, boy. I said, and everybody that knows me will testify on my behalf that you drew me to it.
I told Dennis, I said, I don't know what we're going to do when you actually totally retire, because he makes me crazy when he's just home now for a while, a day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know.
Gotta find him a hobby.
He's going to have to do something. because he's always underfoot, you know, and it's like I just can't deal with it. You've
It's like
got
having a
to
toddler
find
in your life again.
something else to do. I can't. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Who's the other one? I would have swore.
When Scott got hurt, when his hand went through the machine at work, he was off for 4 months, guys. 4 months. And we went to fill out some more paperwork at his work one day. And I looked at the boss of the company, Andy, came in to see how Scott was doing. And I said, Andy, because he could have went back to work, but he couldn't go back to work out on the floor because he couldn't be around dust or anything. So they didn't have nothing for him to do that he could go back to work. And I'm like, you sure you don't have any filing cabinets that you need alphabetized? And Scott's boss, Andy, owner of the company, lost it. He just busted out laughing and he goes, driving you that crazy? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, they'll make you nuts. They really will.
Yeah. I went and got a part-time job while he was home. I figured, what the hell? He's home. He can take care of the kids for the change. And I laughed because he says to me, how do you say that to me? About a week in, 2 weeks in, he says to me, this is exhausting. How do you get, no wonder nothing gets done. Because he'd be like, what'd you do all day? And I'd be like, what do you think I did all day? Well, I don't know. Looks like nothing got done today. So when he got hurt and he was off work and he had to deal with the kids, he come to realize what I do all day. It's like, no wonder you don't get things done all day. All you do is get called in one direction or the other. I'm like, yeah, how's it feel, baby?
It's just, Dennis gets underfoot. He'll sit here at my desk and watch TV, you know, and not do anything all day until I get up doing stuff, and then he's right under me, you know. It's like, I really don't need your help. I need you to get out of the way, let me do what I need to do, or find something else to do, you know. All right,
Jennifer wants to know what you're making, Joe.
But he just makes me nuts.
Jennifer wants to know what you're making.
I am working on, it's a digital template that I bought from Genevieve Designs, and you build both little parts, and once it's done and the feet are on it and it's decorated, your corner chompers will be able to sit out in it. And I'm hoping, because I don't use them, they're always in a drawer. So this made me think, okay, if they're sitting out in something kind of pretty on my desk, maybe I'll actually get some use out of them. So that's what I'm working on. And I had
Bima says, quit your complaining. I work 4 feet from hubby, 40 plus hours a week. If someone needs to die, it's him. He's been home for 18 months straight.
So I'm figuring, you know,
since COVID.
I just can't deal with him home all the time. I love him to death, but you know, there's only so much of Dennis I can take.
There's only so much
because
of Scott I can take.
Dennis is that guy that the house can be so nice and peaceful, and he'll come home and he's the one that gets the birds going. He gets the dogs going. He gets, you know, if the grandkids are here, they're up and running around again. And
yeah, right. He's the type of guy that gets them all riled up before bed too.
So I like peace and quiet. So, and I checked on Coco last night. And
did the guy take him?
We went ahead, and the retired school teacher is where who we let adopt him. He was doing great. We done a video chat last evening, and he had settled in, and he's starting, I guess he'll bond with them because, here, I don't know what it was, if it was because of our girls. He wouldn't bond. We tried. He wouldn't bond with my mom, with me, or with Dennis. And Dennis even tried taking him out on the porch and hanging out, and things. And he would still go at him. And he started going to Summer a little bit, but then when the kids were home and hanging out, he would start to lunge at her. So he needs to be like an only child, I think. And I think he's going to do really well here at the retired teacher's home. So, and this is the paper that we're going to cover that with. Isn't that pretty?
I love it when my hubby had to work from home. He was downstairs all day. Come up by lunch break for a minute. Well, Scott, when he hurt his hand and he couldn't work, he was running around with a giant Q-tip on his hand for 6 months. I think that was half the issue because he couldn't do nothing. Scott can't sit around. Scott's always got to be doing something, And it drove him crazy. And then he drove me crazy.
Yeah, Dennis will be retiring here. Retiring. I mean, he retired from the Army. And now he's just working part-time at Domino's on post. But he just turned 69. So, Dennis will be 70 next year. Of course, he still acts like a little kid.
I never thought he'd be, the look at him, I didn't think he would be 70 years old.
No, he's aged very well.
Yeah.
I mean, no, he does not look his age. He doesn't act his age. So, I guess that's why.
The Hawaiian in him.
Yes. He got off early Thursday, and all of the granddaughters came over and made him take them out for dinner. And of course, then they had to go to the Dollar Tree. And then on the way home, they stopped by Sonic. And so he's the favorite Pop. Hey, Kim, you want to join? If you decide you want to join us, just say so and I'll send you a link. Because, like I said, all I'm doing is covering that thing I made yesterday with Clint. I enjoyed going live with Clint. He was very nice.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it. Like I said, I was so tired when I got home. I talked to Sabrina for a little bit, and I took my shower, and then I took a relaxing bath. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I take a shower, clean the tub, and then I take a bath. And then it relaxes me, and then I can fall asleep.
Oh, I understand that easily. Yeah.
When you have a sleeping disorder and you find something that actually relaxes you to go to sleep, you run with it.
Right.
And I hit that. I had you guys on my tablet. Matter of fact, I woke up this morning and my tablet was back in my craft room. So Scott must have came in and put my tablet away and put it on a charger. Because I had my tablet in bed with me last night when I went to sleep. Because I was watching you and Clint. I don't know when Vanessa came in. I don't know when Clint left. Because I don't know how far I made it in. Because I didn't even know Vanessa joined.
Yeah, Vanessa come in for a little while. Because I wasn't done doing when Clint had to go. They still had to do dinner and showers and
Yeah. So
all
I don't
that
know
good
how far I
stuff.
made it in. I do remember him showing us. He was putting. The last thing I remember, he was putting beads in a sock. I do remember that.
Oh, that was near the front
Oh,
because he
so I must have not
decorated
made
it.
it far.
Yeah, he decorated his snowman and
Like I said, I was tired. You figured 2 days of fresh air.
yeah, but you guys needed to get those leaves raked. That was not,
Yeah. And this is only going to probably be one of 6 times we end up doing it. So if you get free help, you take it.
I remember having to do all that when I lived up north. We don't really have too many leaves down here. So,
Especially in a city, you got to do it.
well, yeah. I mean, you can get in trouble if you don't.
Yep.
And people don't realize that. They're like, yes, it's a thing.
And when you cover 2 yards, because usually it takes Scott and I 3 hours to do Dad's alone. And then ours is about an hour and a half. So,
but they're large yards.
yeah. Scott's dad's is a double lot. Ours is a half a lot, or average city lot. We only have to do half of it because we're only responsible for half of it. But Scott's dad's got 2 lots.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
You got Scott's dad's has a side lot next to him. We could, if we became desperate for money, we could sell it and they could build a house there. That's how far big it is. And then we got the back part of it.
Oh,
He's been offered many times by the city to sell that lot next to him. He's like, nope.
I'd hang on to it.
Yep, we're not going. And see, they wanted. This is what they wanted him to do, because 13th comes down. Every street runs off, goes to Lombardi. Okay, north to south. Okay, pretty much. 14th, 11th, 10th. They all end up in Lombardi. Oneida, Gross, 14th. Then it goes to 13th. 13th is the only one that doesn't go through. Okay. And then it's 12th, 10th, 11th, and so forth down to Ashland. Well, years ago, even before me and Scott existed, when a city started developing more over here, they wanted Scott's dad. They wanted to buy a section of Scott's dad's grandfather's land to run 13th all the way out to Lombardi. And it would have took his garage out. They're like, well, you could build your garage on the other side. We'll put a driveway there. He goes, no, I didn't build my house to have that. So Scott's grandfather refused. So 13th is the only street that doesn't run out to Lombardi because Scott's grandfather said no.
This is the cover page for the templates that I bought. And makes the little ink station, the little bowls, and you use the large bowl with this attachment part that you build to make what I'm working on. So, and I like it. It's nice. Now I'm looking for you get the template that you cut your chipboard out with.
Mm-hmm.
And you also get a template for your mats. So you don't have to measure anything. It's all done for you.
Clint made some snowmen out of socks. Those were cute. Yeah, they were cute. I just think that Steph said that. Your cat's always so quiet, Tina. I wouldn't even know you had a cat. Oh, yeah. Lucy's only a pest when she wants to be fed. Kim just put coffee on, woke up at 5:30 this morning, just took a nap. Yeah. My cat's very quiet. She's in here. She's across from me on her chair. She has her own little spot in here. But she's not a meower. The only time that she meows is when she wants food, and that's only if I go into the kitchen and go up to the closet outside my bathroom. We have like a closet, and that's where her food is, or you don't hear her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. This is for the...
Oh, and then when Scott gets home from work, she starts meowing at the door. She gets all excited. Her excitement. Because half the time Scott brings in his lunchbox, and then he opens the door and he sits on the side porch with her, and that's as far. She doesn't go far, but we let her outside a little bit, supervised. And it's usually she does it with Scott. She doesn't do it too often with me. She's actually a Scott's cat. He'll tell you different, but she's always with Scott. When Scott's in the living room, she's right by his side. The only time that cat knows I exist is if I go in the kitchen and she thinks she's going to get her soft food, and when I'm horizontal sleeping. It's the only time she'll come in and lay with me. Other than that, I see her wander. But
okay, let's see. These are the mats.
She will be our last pet because Scott and I decided if something happens to her, we're not getting another one. Because she'll be 12 years old. Or no, 11.
That's an old cat.
Yeah. Allie was a year old when Diamond got her as a kitten, and Allie's 11, so we figure she's 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's old. I mean, that's really.
And this summer, I noticed a spot on her. I was in the hallway, and she wanted food, so I was petting her. And when she turned, she had like 2 buttholes, as best I could say it. Well, I didn't know that cats had these glands. Did you know that, Joe? I guess dogs got them too.
They got what?
Glands in their rectum area that once in a while.
Yeah, that have to be expressed.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I've never had a dog that I had to have that done with. But yeah, I've heard
Most
of
animals, they do it themselves. Well, this one, I don't know. It kind of popped. It burst. Well, we ended up in emergency. I mean, I was scared for her because I did. And we got her into an emergency vet clinic. They cleaned it. They shaved around it. They cleaned it. They didn't even put a stitch in. They gave her some antibiotics and a cone of shame, and we had to leave that on her for a week and get her. Yeah, here's some medication. Get your cat to take medication. Oh my God.
Medication makes it all like better.
Doing a child. But yeah, other than that, she does have. They noticed that she has a regular heartbeat.
Oh.
And they're like, you know that she has a regular heartbeat. She has a heart murmur. I'm like, well, she's lived this long with it. Why? I'm like, I love my cat. Don't get me wrong, but I'm thinking, I'd have never known it if this wouldn't have happened because I take my cat to vet once a year for her shots. You know,
right?
She gets her shots. I'm like, she's lived with this heart murmur all this long, and the thing is, and then when I called because my regular vet couldn't get me in, I go to a farm vet. Okay. I don't go to like a veterinarian clinic. I go to a buddy's, Mia High's buddy's a vet, but he's a large animal vet. And he only charges me $10 to give her the shots.
Well, that's good.
He's on vacation. Okay. So it was so funny. Because Scott calls him and he says, send me a picture. Try to get a picture of a cat's ass, I tell you. It's not fun. And he's the one that told me what it was. And he's like, he goes, if you could try to get it, wash that area a little bit because it bursted. He could tell it bursted. That's why it came through the skin. He said, and keep an eye on it. He goes, but I'll be gone for 2 weeks. He goes, and I'm like, what would you do? He goes, I'd get her seen by a vet just in case it tore. He goes, that's what you need to worry about. Keeping it clean and getting and her quit licking it. He goes, because that's what's making her sick is she's getting that gook. She's licking it. She's cleaning it. So you have to put a coat of shame on her. And he says, but I'd get her to a vet. So he found us a emergency vet clinic. We got her in there. And they tell me she has a heart murmur. And I'm thinking, you're talking a cat that never goes in a cat cage. I think, yeah, her heart's probably beating the living hell out of her. So I was telling him what he said about the heart. And he goes, because we brought her out to him. And Scott, we didn't put her in a cat cage. Usually when we bring her out to him, Scott just puts her on his lap and he drives. This time with her having that in the cone on her that I bought off Amazon, we put her in her kennel because we didn't want, take the chance. So when he gets back from vacation, he's in town here because he lives 30 minutes away from us. Who was actually in Green Bay. He calls us. And he says, hey, I'm in town. I'm going to come over and check your cat real quick. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, plus she's due for her shots. I said, yeah, I noticed. They asked me when she has her shot, and I looked on the card, and I forgot to give her shots COVID year. Okay?
Poor kitty.
So he listened to her heart, and he goes, I'm not hearing what that clinic says they're hearing. He says, so he goes, and personally, if she's had it this long, why bother it? He goes, she's been chunky all her life because everybody always thinks she's pregnant. And even when I first got her, she was always a chunky cat. Joe, turn off autofocus on your screen.
It's on. Hang on.
I guess. Bima just said that.
Hang on.
So she's well now. She's a happy camper cat.
Pop back up.
We got her all fixed up. She's healthy now. Except I had to change her diet because we always fed her, regular cat food. I didn't feed her soft cat food. So now she gets some soft food every other day. And she'll tell me, too, if I don't get it done, man. She'll sit there and bug the living hell out of me until I get that soft food out of the fridge. She meows. Meow, meow. It's only... But... Yeah, that freaks me out. I never knew that about animals. Never had that. All the animals I had in my lifetime, never even heard of that gland. That kind of freaked me out. Let's add some. I think this one needs a little bit more color. Yeah, I never even heard of that.
That's crazy.
And I probably wouldn't have even noticed it if I wouldn't have bent down in a hallway to pet her. And she turned. And Scott was sleeping. I'm like, Scott, and I'm talking. I'm like, Lucy, what's wrong with you? You got a sore spot. What is that? So Scott jumped out of bed and he was able to get a hold of her so we could look at it better. Freaked me out.
I'm telling you. I know. Well, you know how we take these birds to the vet.
Yep.
And you always worry there's going to be something wrong.
And see, I didn't know that Kevin actually did that when he did the shots for me. He checked that area and would pinch or whatever you do. Well, so probably because I totally forgot to get a hold of him. He totally forgot to get a hold of me and said, hey, your cat needs its shots. And it's murmur. And we get all the shots. I don't pay a city vet. City vets here in Green Bay are expensive. So when Mihai introduced us to the I call him the country vet.
Did that fix it, Dima?
We started going to see him. He only charged me $15 for all the shots that cat gets. And he charged me a fee to come there. I laughed because you know what he told us? I said, what is your fee? He goes, a 12-pack of Budweiser.
Okay.
I won't start drinking it until after I make sure your cat gets its shots, just so you know.
Oh.
Because they're
Did that help with the autofocus? I know that can be annoying. I didn't even know it was happening. I apologize. I keep turning it off and somehow it keeps popping back on. It's crazy. And it's saved, so it's not supposed to turn back on. But it has a mind of its own, I guess. I hate cutting out these things. I don't mind building them. It's cutting them out and all the work that goes into it. I've still got to make my workbook for this. So, and I'll get it done. I've got to get some more page protectors. So, I'm just happy that you were able to get all those leaves raked and done.
Yeah, for this weekend. And then 2 weeks from now, we'll be doing it again.
Yeah, but at least it's done for now. That makes a big difference.
And I call it our summer pile of sticks that fall off these trees in my backyard. I just pile them up until fall. Because then if we don't, we have to bring them in ourselves. Sam brought his 3-wheeler in his trailer, and Sam and I loaded all the sticks up in his little trailer. That helped a lot. And then when we were doing the backyard, Scott would fill up the leaf bags, and then we'd fill up Sam's trailer. So Scott didn't have to run up to the curb as often. We filled Sam's trailer up like 7 times compared to Scott. It'd be like fill the bags, run up to the front, wait, empty them, run back, do it again. It saved a lot. I bet you it took off 2 hours of our time.
Hello, Ghost. Thanks for coming in. How are you?
Hello, Ghost. So we're going to do that next time, too. We told Sam, we'll pay for the gas for you to come in with the 4-wheeler in your trailer. And then he's like, he didn't know because we're in a city if he could ride down the road. Well, of course, the cop gets called. The cop comes and stops, and he goes, are you traveling? And we're like, he goes from that driveway to this driveway. I said, you're going to make him load that 4-wheeler up in the trailer down there to come up here? He goes, why is it down there, not up here? I said, because that's the father-in-law's. We also do his yard, and then we go do ours or vice versa. He's like, so you're not going all over? And we're like, no. He's like, oh, wait. And you can tell the cop was pissed. He goes, another wasted call. That's what he said. He goes, yeah, go ahead. I'll radio it. And you're not zooming up and down the streets. And we're like, no. Because the caller made it sound like he was zooming up and down the streets. Sam parked the trailer because he parked. I said, matter of fact, he thought we were doing Grandpa's first. So that's where Sam parked his trailer with the 4-wheeler on it. And then, then he realized we were doing ours first. So he unloaded his 4-wheeler and drove down the road with his little trailer and the leaf blower, because Sam borrowed his buddy's leaf blower, which is huge, and came down here. He only made 1 trip, and somebody called the police on him. I'm like, busybody people, I tell you, I need to get lives. I told the officer, I said, he only made 1 trip down here. He's not gone back and forth. He's like, so he's not going zoom, zoom? And I'm like, no. He unloaded it down there, drove it up here. He goes, what are you doing? I said, we're doing our leaves and sticks. I said, instead of emptying the leaf blower a half a dozen times, we're loading it in his trailer and then dumping it. He goes, and the cop goes, another wasted call, he says. He goes, if people would just actually use 911, what it's for.
There's always somebody that wants to make problems. Always.
Yep. Too many Karens and Kens in this world, I swear to God. Well, like he said, the collar made it sound like Sam was going up and down the sidewalk or up and down the road constantly. And then we had another neighbor walk over, and she's like, no, he just drove it down here. He hasn't been back that way since he got here. He says, yeah, they've been filling the leaves up, come up, drop it. But I mean, yeah. And now they can get fined. The collar can get fined for using a 911 as a non-emergency. That's not why 911 was for. See, I never call 911. If I need an officer, I call the non-emergency number. So, officer goes, "You want to come and do mine next?" We started laughing.
Sure, we'll pop right on over there.
Yeah. We're like, yep, sure. I'd like to know, I said to the guy, I'm like, can I have the caller's name and address? Because I'd like to go knock on the door. It's like, nope, can't do that.
No, they can't tell you.
No.
Now, you can, if something happens, you can find out. It's a matter of public.
Yeah, see, it continues. Yeah, I've been there.
Yep, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And our neighbor Tim, who's on the other side of me and Scott, comes out, and he's like, "What's going on?" And I was telling him, and he just goes off because we have the duplex next to us that sell vehicles and move vehicles all day long. You know, I always say if I could have a nickel for every time they pull a vehicle out, put a vehicle in, block our driveways and block the road.
Well, that's been an ongoing thing there.
Yeah. And he says, but you're coming out here because that young man takes his four-wheeler off at his grandfather's, drives it down to his in-laws to help his in-laws. What about that? When's that going to be taken care of? Yep. So the officer goes, and I'm like, well, I said, the officer, are we done? I said, because I can't sit here. I said, I got things to do. We have 2 yards to do, and we're only starting here. We just literally started, when he pulled up. And,
like I said, there's always someone wanting to cause trouble.
And then him and Tim talked for the longest time, so I don't know what Tim said to him. That's our other neighbor. He's so tired of my neighbors on the other side of me.
And let's see. Do this one. The birds are cooing. They seem pretty happy now that more relaxed that Coco's not here. I don't know what was up with these girls. They did not want a boy bird in the house, evidently. And Pickles could care less, you know. Pickles is Pickles. Yeah. Don't get him going, Tina. Okay. He'll be shooting his mouth off. Crazy bird. Like, geez.
I like Pickles. I think of all the birds. I like Pickles because he makes sound effects.
Yeah, he could have starred in Star Wars with his laser gun.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
I like his little saying.
Which one?
What did I do? What did you do?
Oh, yeah, it's a whole thing in the morning. It's, oh my God, look what you did. What did you do? What's wrong with you? And Mom is where the lady that gave him to us,
Mm-hmm.
that's her friend that lives down in Thomasville. And she said that every morning, her and her son, when they get up in the morning, they argue. And that's where he gets that.
Ah.
He's mocking them. And
Yeah.
sometimes he'll sound just like her. It's funny. Or he'll say Pickles is a bad, bad, bad boy. I'm just glad we got rid of Alexa, so Nova's not turning the lights on and off
I'll never
anymore.
forget that. I will never forget.
Oh, that
Steph
was
wants to
awesome.
know what kind of birds you have.
I have 2 blue and gold macaws and a yellow-headed Amazon. And believe me, if the macaws get going, you'll know they are loud when they want to be. They're being pretty good right now. I bribed them with peanuts. So maybe they'll behave today. I don't know. I can't guarantee anything. You know, it is what it is. They're birds. The most I can do is spray them with a water bottle and tell them to hush. And that's about all you can do when they get going. There's no, you can't punish a bird. Can't do anything to get them to do what you want to do. They're going to do what they want to do. So
I'll be right back. I gotta get more
I'm still cutting out
water.
mats. I think it'll be pretty though. And the dog wants back in. I told you I'm up and down and up and down and in and out. It's like having kids. Okay. Go play. Both of you, just stay out for a while. And believe it or not, the birds rule the dogs. So, I mean, Molly is she's my daughter's dog. We're just dog sitting. And she is a pointer pit mix. And Willie, he's massive. He's a 90-pound pit bull. And the birds rule him. If they get down and come in and get up on the bed, because we have the doggy steps, the dogs get off the bed. They don't even argue with the birds. A friend of yours, sister had a bird.
Me and Jules had many conversations about Willie because the pit bulls get such a bad name, and I'm a firm believer it's how you raise them. Because I've seen Willie, and
Willie's a gentle giant.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the word.
He's amazing. He's great with my grandchildren.
He's so chilled.
Yeah. Well, he's never been left outside. We got him when he was 6 weeks old. He wasn't as big as his head, and we raised him to be gentle. He's an amazing dog. People are always friends.
That's why I said I believe it's how they're raised.
Yeah, it is. I firmly believe that it's not the breed. Yep. It's how they're raised. And if you raise them to be vicious, they're going to be vicious.
Yep. I can remember where Doberman and Rottweilers used to get bad rap too.
Yeah.
And my stepmother raised when my dad first married my stepmother, she raised Dobermans, and I could be right in a little area where all the puppies were. And you never even know it.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's why I said I don't believe that when I think it's how they are raised. They're raised mean. Well, look at you raise kids to be mean, they can be mean too. So,
right. No, it's absolutely crazy. Animals are, I don't think any of them are mean if you treat them right. All right, come on now. Print. Oops. Not yet. I am still trying to figure out this new printer. Sometimes I do good, sometimes I have a hard time. Okay, let's see.
It would mock the TV monk the doorbell. Yep. Well, I'm talking to Joe one time, okay? And she goes, I'll be right back. I got to go to the bathroom. And I see the light come on and the light go off and the light come on, the light go off, back and forth. All the time Joe's in the bathroom. Joe comes out of the bathroom, sits back down, and it stops. And I said to Joe, and Joe's dad's passed away, okay? And I said to Joe, I said, I think your dad came for a visit. And she's like, what? And I'm a firm believer that loved ones will come, okay? She goes, what the hell are you talking about? I said, your lights were coming on, and then they'd go off once you walked out of the room into the bathroom. And she's like, what? She was like, okay. And then she's like, you know what? Dennis and I wake up to lights on all the time. All the time. We can't figure out what the hell's going on. So she goes out of the room again, but stands where she could see what I'm seeing. And it's Nova going, Alexis, lights on. Alexis, lights off. The bird was playing with Alexis. I'll never forget Joe. That damn bird, she goes.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to mute now. We got to take this real quick, Joe.
Well, do what you got to do.
Okay.
I'm getting everything still printed out, and let me go throw this trash away so it doesn't end up on the floor and the dog track it. Yay, that's done. Oh. So I am think it's all printed now. I think. Yes, those are the templates for the mats for the bowl. So I'll have to get them cut out and traced out. So I need to get these inked up, and I got to ink the thingamabobber, the insert for the bowl. Yeah, I had 4 of the corner chompers, and like I said, they just sat in a drawer. I would forget I had them and wasn't using them. So this was I'm one of those crafters, out of sight, out of mind, you know. So if I actually have them out on my desk, and I thought, well, I just didn't want them laying, you know, all over the place. And I happened to, this popped up on my feed, and I was like, oh, I like that. So I thought, well, I'll make one. And I pulled out my chompers, and me and hubby got to talking last night, and he's like, well, how many are there? And I said, well, I think there's a total of 6. I've only got these 4 because Hobby Lobby a few years ago quit carrying them, and I think I got 1 or 2 from Tuesday morning at one time. I said, you know, I'd have to order them online. He said, well, go ahead and look them up on Amazon and we'll order them. So he ordered me the large and small angle, and the, what is it, like a 3/8 and something, I think it is, corner rounder, because I have the the big corner rounder. It's a 1/4 and a 1/2 inch. He ordered me the ones that are smaller, quarter rounder. So both of those should be in next week, I think. And that'll give me 6 of them. And this thing's supposed to hold 6. So I thought, well, and I'm thinking about making another one to put my hole punches, in. So
That was Diamond.
how is Diamond?
She's fine. She was giving me an update. We had an Amber Alert go off this weekend in Wisconsin, okay? Out of Milwaukee. And I mean, it was massive. Man, my phone, every news outlet, even the Amber and whatever Nate thing, okay?
Right.
Just blew up our phones. We're on the way right before we were leaving at the pumpkin patch. All of a sudden, all our phone, and it's weird because you have Leah's phone, my phone, Diamond's phone, Sam's phone, and Scott's, and our phones lit up like Christmas trees. And we thought, what the hell? Who is trying to get a hold of us? All of us all at once.
Right.
Because all of a sudden our phones just, and then it was this Amber Alert. And it was a homicide Amber Alert. So the guy probably killed the mom, took the 3-year-old child, and disappeared. Okay? Well, today's update is the guy that took the child and killed the mom, he killed himself and they can't find the baby.
Oh, no.
They don't know where the child is. They don't know if the baby got left somewhere or he killed it and left it in another spot. Yeah, so she was telling me the update. So they're asking anybody to keep an eye out for a child just wandering or they got them buying trash bags. I don't know where. She mentioned where they got them on camera buying trash bags to look, and all the garbage is on your block or dumpsters. So they find this little boy. I think they think he probably killed him.
That's terrible.
And then the dude killed himself too. And we don't even, like I said to them, they've never said it that this is he's the father of this child or what. Nothing's come out, but to be 3, how do you tell a 3-year-old doesn't know? So
That's
they're asking
awful.
people to check their local dumpsters and just to see. So yeah, I said that was a weird when they all went off at the same time and we all got it. We were like, what the hell? Because we all reached for our phones. Even you could see people around us too. All of a sudden, it just all came across. Because people were picking up their phones to see what the hell it was too. And the thing is I turned off. This is weird. We found this out. Because my phone, I am not buying a new phone yet. There's nothing wrong with my phone until it doesn't accept the updates, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I had to take some of my apps off. And one of my apps, I had 3 networks on there, okay? And we took off that notification for emergency notification. That sucked up a lot of my stuff. So we took that off because I didn't really need it. Well, guess what? An Amber Alert goes through regardless if you have it off or not. Because I'm like, why am I getting it? Because we took that off at the U.S. Cellular. And I guess it can override it. So
that's just terrible, though.
Yeah. Because it's like, okay, he's in Milwaukee. Is he headed north or is he headed south to Chicago? So they made it statewide in Illinois as well, because friend of Diamond's got it in Illinois on it too. So they probably covered states that are in every direction.
And still no sign of the child.
No sign of the child. When he's buying, Diamond said when he's buying garbage bag, the child's not with him.
Oh no, that's not a good.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said that baby's probably dead. So that's why they're asking people to check their garbages in this area where he bought the garbage bags.
Well, he could have just bought them in a different area to throw everybody off, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. He could be in Lake Michigan, for all we know. So
you just never know anymore.
Yep.
You know, none of us are promised tomorrow.
Just sad.
Heck, you're not even promised the rest of the day.
Yeah. You kill the mother and then you take the child. Well, why didn't you? That's what I said to Diamond. He kills probably the mother. I'm assuming it's the mother because they haven't said yet, but I'm assuming because it says homicide related child abduction. So I'm assuming the person that he killed is the mother. Okay. I'm just assuming that. Why wouldn't you just leave the child then? If you're good, that's your intentions. You killed the mother. Could have dropped the child off in a hospital, you know? You know? He's 3 years old. If you could have, and then kill yourself. Because he knew he was done.
Oh, yeah. He knew off the bat.
Yep. Now there's a child out there. They don't know if he's gone, where he is.
I feel bad for the grandparents, the father.
Yeah, because it hasn't gave much information if he's the father of this child, if there was a boyfriend, or there ain't much out on it. Joe froze. You're froze, Joe.
I am.
Yeah.
That's weird. Huh. Let me.
Ugh.
That fixed it.
So
my internet has been really acting kooky.
So we'll just have to watch the next few days to see what comes out about it.
You know, you might not even hear anything about it.
Yep.
That's what gets me. They get people wanting to know what's going on. And then there's no information.
Yep.
You never know what happens. So. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kim. Sorry. When you got your head down.
People of Florida, I'd be pissed watching my tax dollars be wasted searching a swamp for a guy.
Yeah, I don't believe Landry's in that.
Because I'm going to tell you, if that was a kid missing and they didn't find that kid in a week, they'd been done with it.
Yeah.
What the hell? I don't get this. I've seen I've seen searches called off by now.
I'm wondering how they would even be able at this point to charge him with her murder, because you can't go by, well, we're assuming this is what happened. He would have to confess.
Yeah, you're good. The thing is this can't fall on DNA.
No, that's shot. Any any cuts, scrapes, anything he's got from her would be gone by now, and he'd be scraped up being out there.
Yep.
Nobody's seen him do it.
Yep.
Nobody's seen him
The only thing they can try is hopefully on her body. When he choked her, there was his fingerprints around her neck. It's the only thing that
I don't know. She was out there for quite a,
Yeah.
So I'm not even sure that would hold up, because
this is not going to be an easy case to prove.
No.
It's going to be circumstantial. Is all they're going to be able to get on this case.
And they're probably going to try death penalty or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're not going to be able to get it because, but everybody's going to push for them for these bigger charges. And that's where they mess up because they do not have enough to make it hold.
Yep.
There was a guy running around with a knife a mile from my house. They told everyone to stay inside and lock up. They never posted an update. I was mad. Exactly. The whole area is wooded, including my property. Exactly. And me and my mom, because we live way out in the country up on a hill. Tina's been down my driveway with me. She'll tell you and we were coming in from the grocery one day, and the SWAT team was walking up our paved driveway. And I stopped, and I'm like, what are y'all doing? And they're like, well, we're doing maneuvers. And I'm like, on private property? Because they were way in on my property. And they were like, just go in the house and don't come out, Well, I got up here and I could look down in my woods out my back, and every once in a while you would see one positioned. A little bit later, we heard a lot of gunfire, and then they were gone.
I remember that.
When the kids were home years and years ago, because we live out by the landfill, they had an escape, and the helicopter was flying over and everything. The squad cars all come up, and they come up and they knock on the door, and they asked me, my husband was at work, and they're like, how many people are in the home? And I'm like, me and my 4 children. Can we come in and look around? Sure, I have nothing to hide, So they come in, and I guess they were looking for the guy. Wanted to make sure we weren't being held up, And on his way out, he got my phone number and stuff, and he says, keep the doors locked. Do not open your doors for anybody. Do you have any kind of protection? And I'm like, yeah, we've got a gun. I know how to use it. And he said, well, I suggest you get it just in case. So we're sitting all out here in the living room. I just put on a movie for the kids. And a little bit later, we got a phone call that they had captured whoever, and it was safe to return to normal. So do I believe that the day I was coming back from the grocery, they were doing maneuvers? No. But I don't like being lied to.
This hard, they have evidence that they are not revealing. I don't think they got evidence in her murder. They got evidence he's out there.
Nope.
They don't got evidence in the murder. They have evidence that he's out there. Because he's still a fugitive just for credit card fraud and a missing person.
For her bank card. Yeah.
Yep. That's all they got on him.
That's all that warrant's for.
Yep. And
I hate to say it, but the longer she was out there, the worse the evidence is going to be.
Oh, yeah. There wasn't much left of her.
And I don't think, I'm sorry, but look at Casey Anthony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they went for death penalty and they had other charges under her, she'd be in prison.
Yep. I truly believe that girl killed that baby.
Oh, yeah. But they wanted to be big
They
lawyers.
wanted to make a name for themselves and push their hand.
Yep.
Yep.
People don't like people don't want to be responsible for death.
I think they're hoping that he'll confess.
I don't even think he's alive. And if he's alive, he's not in that swamp. I think he's held up in somebody's condo somewhere just laughing at all this.
I think he's up near the Appalachians, to tell you the truth. There's been a few people that swear they've seen him. They know it was him because of the tattoo on his hand.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, their focus, their thing is they got tunnel vision right now, I think. I laughed. I watched a guy last week. He was so funny. He lives across from that park, you know? And he says, I sit out and I watch the animals. He goes, they ain't dead. And they're like, how do you know he ain't dead? If he's out there, he ain't dead. They're like, why? He goes, because there'd be vultures circling. I laughed so hard.
Yeah. I don't think they have the evidence. I think they're just hoping, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Even though the expert says they got to have something else other than DNA on this case. Because even if it's under her fingernails, they can't. It's because they live together in a tiny van, in a tent. So they gotta have. They're gonna have to have something else other than his DNA on her. And what the hell would it be?
I don't think they're going to have the evidence they're wanting. I just
unless he used this thing to choke her like a belt, and that has his finger. Then I could see it. You know, if he did it that way, because they didn't say, all they said is strangulation. They didn't say how he strangled her. So unless he used an object, then I could see. But if it's just his hands and it's DNA on her neck, well, that's a tough one. Oh. Yeah, exactly. But then he can say, well, we got in an argument and I left.
Yep. Like I said, nobody seen him do the crime.
Yep.
And how long has it been?
Oh, it's over a month. They found her on the 19th. She's been missing since the 11th.
You know, I mean,
or technically they figured the last time she was seen was the 27th of September.
Right. So
they didn't find her till the 19th.
Whoever is going to be trying that case is going to have a hard time, I tell you.
And you figure, let's see, a lot of days of environment, animals, bugs, decomposition. Yeah, it's this.
I don't know.
This one's going to be a tough one. If they even get him. Christ, it could be years before he's caught.
Well, yeah.
Or found dead.
But I do believe the parents know more than they're telling.
Oh, yeah. He used her credit card in the process of coming home from Wyoming. They got him on camera in between some state, using her credit card in between Wyoming and Florida. Drawing money and then, yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, because his parents aren't acting like your child's missing.
No, he wasn't running. He was coming home. They didn't even know she was missing.
Yeah, nobody knew she was missing when he came home.
It was after the fact.
It was after her mom couldn't get a hold of her and got weird text messages that she started blowing up his phone, her phone, blowing up the parents' phone, saying, hey, have you seen our kids? When they first contacted his parents, they asked in messages, they asked the parents, have you seen or heard from our kids? Because they didn't know Brian was home. They had no clue. It wasn't until the mom filed a missing police report, and she was going to file it on both Brian and Gabby, okay? She was getting nowhere in Wyoming with the police department. So she went to her local police department and told them what was going on. That's what led to the missing report. Well, in the process of that sheriff department where their mother was from contacted the local sheriff department where Brian is from. They sent an officer over there, and that's when they discovered that the van was back in Florida, thinking, oh, I got to let these kids know she needs to contact her mother. Well, when they rang the doorbell and the parent answered the door, they asked, is Brian or Gabby here? They replied, Brian is. Here's our attorney.
Yeah, they know more than they're telling.
Yep. And then they went camping.
Yep. And they lied about the last day they seen him.
Yep. Because the parents, Gabby's parents, started reaching out to Brian's parents saying, hey, have you heard us? Da-da-da. And they got no reply for almost a week. So Gabby's mom was trying to figure out what she could do. She contacted Wyoming's, and they're like, well, that she couldn't take it anymore, so she went to her local sheriff department, and they got the ball rolling. That's how they discovered that Brian was back in Florida. Because they let the parents know we're filing a missing report on Gabby, because he wouldn't talk and say where Gabby was. That's why she decided to file a missing report, because they weren't getting nowhere with Brian. He wasn't answering them. He's known all along. Yeah. Can you tell I've been watching a lot on it?
It's interesting. It is an interesting case.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, the parents made contact with Well, think about it. If my kid's with another person, you're going to ring the living hell out of that person if they can't get a hold of it. Be like Diamond and Sam together. I can't get a hold of Diamond. I call Sam's phone. Well, then when they didn't get answers on either one of the phones, they called his parents. And they ignored Gabby's parents. Yeah.
But no, I do not think.
No, he used her credit cards after the 28th of September. Between the 28th of September, that's why he's getting charged with using her credit card after the fact.
Yeah. And he probably used it at a gas station to get home.
Yep.
Her bank
They
card.
got him filling up the van. Yeah. I mean, think about it. This is the one I can't get over. Your son says, I'm going to go hiking. I need to meditate. So he takes off, tells him where he's supposedly going. He doesn't come home. They go out there. They leave a note on the car. And then they go back the next day and take the car back with them. How's your son supposed to get home then? He has no phone. So how's he supposed to contact you to get home? Hitchhike? And still don't report it. And the only reason they changed their name, the only reason they changed their timetable is because
a ticket.
A person that goes around and leaves notices on a vehicle. And their time frame didn't work out because they got caught. Through the fact that that guy left a notice on that vehicle on the 14th, the day that he supposedly went to the park. The guy goes through there so many days. He knows that car was not there, even on that day when he did it. Yep, there's a lot. His parents, but they don't have to talk. That's the thing. We have that right.
Nope, you have a right to remain silent.
Yep. So they had to change their time the car was there because the guy got a notice.
Oh, Molly, don't bark. Let me go get her in, or it's going to be that. Let's go. Hurry up, Mama. No barking. I swear that dog will bark at a bird landing in the yard.
Yep. Well, the thing is he was home from the 17th till the 23rd. He flew back into Utah. Okay. Came home, emptied the storage locker, and then stayed 7 days, flew back. They checked out of the hotel they were at on the 24th. And she's dead by, they figure, by the 27th. What the hell would set them off in that time frame to kill her?
I said, none of it makes sense.
Yeah.
None of their timetables add up.
The only timetable that adds up is the contact that she had with his parents.
Right.
Or
But
she
that
had
doesn't
with
make
her
you
parents.
guilty
Because
of murder.
the dad FaceTimed his daughter on the 25th of the week that Brian was in Florida. She FaceTimed with her parents because her dad ordered her a pizza when she was at the hotel. When he was FaceTiming with her, he ordered her a pizza. And then he gets back flies back in on the 23rd. They check out on the 24th from that and then head to Wyoming.
Like I said, just because your dates don't add up doesn't make you guilty of murder either.
Oh.
You know, I'm sorry, but with the last couple of years, I've had a hard time keeping up with dates.
Yeah.
You
like
know,
I said, it's going to be a circumstantial case.
Yeah.
You can't count on the DNA. Unless he used the object to strangle her, like a belt, and that's got his DNA on, and they found that around her neck, then yeah, I could see it. But he could say, hey, we got in a fight, I left. I don't know what happened to her, I left her.
I have no clue.
Yep,
you can't prove otherwise.
Yep.
You know.
Which sucks. We all know he probably did it. And he's acting like a guilty man anyways, so is his parents personally. I think they knew exactly when he came back to Florida.
Oh, I think he come back and said, Mom, Dad,
Yep.
And they were covering for him because they don't want to lose their son.
Yep.
Yes. But that's my speculation. So.
And then their attorney's not even a criminal attorney. He's a realtor attorney.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
And he's out of what, New York, isn't it?
Yep. It's a family friend.
Yeah, he's
business partners at one time. Yep.
So much craziness.
It's a crazy story. It is crazy, that's for sure.
I agree, 100%.
But I'd be citizens of Florida. I'd be pissed that they're still searching. Tax dollars. Billion, I think it's up to now, searching for him. That's just crazy.
I don't think he's in that reserve.
Nope. Unless they actually found something that makes him believe he's in that reserve. I can see it. But like the guy said, if he's in there, he ain't dead. The reporter goes, why? There ain't no vultures circling. He goes, I can tell whenever there's a dead carcass in that park from where I am right now. She's like, oh, vultures. They start circling.
Oh, yeah, vultures will circle anything.
Yep. And he says, I see it all the time. He goes, go put a piece of chicken out there. He goes, and test my theory. You'll see vultures start circling when they start smelling it. He ain't dead. If he's even out there, he says. He was funny.
I don't think he's there.
I don't either. Yep.
And
Unless they
going up
saw
the
him on a
Appalachian
trail
Trail,
cam.
there are
Evidence.
a lot of cabins and things up through there. There's food in these cabins.
Oh yeah, on that trail. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that until I researched that.
Yeah,
People
I've
leave
been up
water.
there.
People leave canned food. And you could go 20 feet off the trail and you won't even be seen. The camera guy proved that. That was very interesting.
Oh
Guy
yeah,
that-
it's so thick up there.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been up in there, and you don't want to be found. You're not going to be found. I'll tell you.
Yep. I forgot how many miles in between is a cabin that you can bunker down in, get food. There's some because other people leave it.
I don't know. We didn't stay in a cabin. We just went hiking for an afternoon,
Yeah.
But
they have little like cabins every so many miles, outhouses so many miles, and people leave canned goods and fresh water on it in them.
Oh yeah, blankets.
Yeah,
all
you
different.
could sleep in them. Yeah, I was like, damn.
Yeah, you could live up there off of it if you had to.
Yep.
And that's why I think that's where he
One
is.
guy they interviewed, he's been on the trail for 6 months. He didn't even know anything about it. Because the camera crew just happened to be at the right spot that he was coming across on. And he was like, and they interviewed him. He didn't know anything about Brian Laundrie. Nothing, nada. Because he's been on the trail. He's at the last end of it, I guess. Coming in, and he said,
well, it goes clear up into Canada.
Yep. So he said he had no idea. He's like, I could have passed him. I wouldn't have known. Because he's like, sometimes he says, I save my phone and internet to give my parents a message that I'm okay. I don't access it. He says I have a check-in thing, so I don't use my phone energy. So I couldn't tell you. Like you said, I could have passed him. I won't, because he was like, where they think he may have entered, this guy was coming out. Yeah.
Well, that, and even if they'd have been on the same trail, all he would have had to do was go a few yards in off the trail if he heard someone coming, and you'd have never known it.
Yep.
If you're not looking, you don't know to look for somebody.
Yep. That's what the guy
maybe
said.
He become bear food because, there's bears, there's bobcats, and there's all kinds of things up there. We just had coyotes go through, I'm sure they're still around somewhere, but we actually spotted them. So. Right now, we don't let the dogs go out at night when it gets dark because of the coyotes.
Yep. Yeah, it will be interesting how this turns out. That's for sure.
I don't think they're going to find him.
Yep, I don't either.
I think it'll just remain the way it is.
He's going to be a wanted man. 20, I mean, he could go years.
Well, I don't know how long the charge they can have him on is good for before it's,
Yeah, I don't know.
Because just because you get charged with something, if you don't get captured sometimes within so many years, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yep.
The statute of limitations runs out.
Yeah.
So.
The thing and the best spot for him to be is in his parents' back. I'm just saying, typical is
In the bunker in the backyard.
Yeah, close to his own home. Statistics wise, familiar. Like a guy my dad went to school with was a biker, and they murdered a gal at a bar. Okay, and they all disappeared. Like there's 12 men, they only got like 3 at the time. So a couple were wanted. Okay, a couple of them left the States. They caught him eventually. One guy went out to Colorado and worked on a dude ranch. And the only reason he got caught is because Most Wanted did a thing, okay? One guy, 8 years, almost 10 years after the murder, he was living right here in Wisconsin. He went from mid Wisconsin to lower Wisconsin. And they did another little case on the Most Wanted, and the right person saw it. And said, man, that looks like my neighbor. So he got a hold, and they came out and they checked the guy out and they watched him, and it was him. But he was 8 years, never left the state of Wisconsin. They all assumed they all left the state of Wisconsin. This guy never left the state of Wisconsin. He just moved to a different part of Wisconsin. Yep.
I just don't. And I guess I can't grasp murdering somebody.
Nope. I mean, they really messed this woman up in the bar. And the thing is I knew her. Her son used to babysit me. Her name was Marge Anderson. I mean, they stuck things up where things shouldn't be. That's how bad she was done. And gruesome. Yep. I
mean, don't get me wrong. We have a gun and I know how to use it. And yes, if somebody broke in, I would shoot. I can't say I would shoot to kill.
Yeah.
But I would
shoot to protect yourself.
Right. But I just can't fathom killing somebody,
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't. I just don't. I don't think I could do it.
People have no conscience. That's it. They don't care about human life. They don't care about their own, so don't care about anybody else's either.
I just. This little bugger is taking longer than I thought it would. I'm going to have to sit up here in a minute for a couple of minutes because my back today. It's the weather change. I know what it is. We're going from, hot to a little cooler weather.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for the cooler weather. Don't get me wrong. I live in Georgia and it's hot,
Yep.
But.
And I'm going through the fall. So everybody goes through a temperature change.
Yeah. And my arthritis in my spine is like, oh no, girl, you gotta, we ain't enjoying this.
I was abused all my childhood and had an abusive relationship. I could if it came down to it. Oh yeah, if it came down to it, anybody can. But to just kill purposely?
Yeah, no.
I'd
That's
kill
what I'm
somebody that
saying.
touched one of my children or grandchildren. They wouldn't survive. I'd go to prison. I'd kill the child molester. I would.
Right, but that's
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. He would not make it to court. Those son of a bitches get off too easily. They take the innocent away from a child, and then they get out and they do it again. No, I could see me doing it. They hurt one of my kids or grandkids. Yeah.
oh my goodness. Millie, you can't even hear. That's the deaf one. She can't even hear and she's going to complain. Sometimes I wonder if one of the coyotes isn't lurking around in the backwoods back here, and that's what they hear, and that's what they're complaining about. So. Your breathing sounds a little better than it did, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yesterday, I was walking up a hill at the pumpkin patch. I had to stop because it was like this, and I did and Scott goes, "You need me to go get your inhaler?" I'm like, "No, I'll just rest for a second." Well, then he went back and got it just in case I needed it anyways, because I carry one in the truck, and I had my backpack, and the thing is I only have 2 inhalers, so I always have one in a truck. And I usually have one in my purse. Well, the one in my purse I took out the other day and had it in the craft room, so it wasn't in my purse. Well, Scott's like, I'm gonna just go get it. He got back. I laughed. I took a couple hits, and then I could walk again. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Come on. So how are your coffee filters doing?
They're doing good.
Now you're going to have them in your sale in your packs, right?
Yep. I'm going after I got this many to do and this many to do, and then I'll clear this up and I'll start ironing them flat. I just stack, and some will be full colored and some will be like this, just pressed on. It's a cool look. Like that. A variety. Jennifer requested these from me.
Oh.
So.
Well, you done good at your little pop-up sale yesterday, wasn't it?
That was funny. That wasn't even planned. Because Steffi, the other Stephanie, she always misses my sales. And she's like, every time I go, I miss them, and then I don't get to. So when she came in and I was mentioned, she's like, man, I'm going to miss it. I'm like, I'll show you what I got so far. Well, I don't care. She was so stoked. I have to save her a pack of my coffee filters. I guarantee it. So that's how that started. That was funny. I don't have a problem with somebody that can't make it. If they know, if I mention it, I have no problem.
Right. I did not do a good job at trimming that one out. It's going to have to go a little bit more. This end, just a hair. Just a tiny bit. Much better. But I kind of want it there. Okay. Time to glue. Yeah, I think I'm going to make another one of these to put all my hole punches on.
Cool.
That way I'll use them. Sitting in a drawer and forgetting about them ain't doing me no good.
Know that all too well.
Well, it's so easy to do that. You know, you get it and it's like, oh, and then you put it away and you just totally forget about it.
We all do it.
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
And it's I mean, I've done it with several things, not just tools.
Yep. Because remember that punch you bought? You're like, I've never had that. And I'm like, I swear to God, you have that, Joel. I guarantee when you get organized, you'll be like, oh my God, Tina was right. I do have to.
It's possible.
Because I swear, I remember you showing me. You're like, you got it on clearance at Hobby Lobby. And I remember it. Because I'm like, well, what does it do? And you explained it to me.
Well, I know. Didn't I send you the flat one?
I think so.
I know I've got that one. That one's different. My slides should be coming in.
Yeah, I mixed up on the label on that just so I think I told you that. The mailman said it should be fine.
I don't know.
I accidentally clicked mix media mail. But like he said, they're Kodak slides, so he said it might fall under media. He didn't think.
They should.
Yeah, he didn't think. It should be a problem.
Oh, that's going to be pretty. Let's see. Do your parrots lay eggs? Nova has laid an egg, a couple of eggs.
That's how we discovered Nova was a girl.
Yeah, we were told. My daughter had Nova for 5 or 6 years. And after she had her baby, Nova wouldn't have anything to do with her. So she gave Nova to me. And wasn't it just last year?
Year before
last. Nova kept getting off the perch and climbing up on my bed. And Nova actually laid an egg. So that was the first time Nova had ever laid an egg. that we know of.
Yeah.
Gabby's not old enough yet. Let me let the dog out again. You guys have got to stop. Just go. Oh. Gabby's only 4 or 5 years old. And, of course, Pickles is a male, so no eggs with him. And they just getting done going through a molt. And, oh, my God, talk about moody. They are not happy when they're molting.
That's weird.
Give them time. How long did you leave the eggs with them, Kim? You know, was she late sitting on them? And are you sure you have a male and a female? Have you had them sexed? Because some of these breeders don't know for certain, and they'll tell you, like I said, we were told Nova was a male when we got Nova. Nova's not a male by any means. So, and it's real easy. All they do is they clip a toenail a little short and they do a blood test. She's a good mommy, 32 days. Yeah. They may just not have mated this time, you know. Doesn't mean they won't. None of ours have mated. Like I said, the girls didn't want anything to do with Coco. And that was fine by us because I don't want to raise birds. I love our birds that we have, but I don't want more. You know, to purposely bring more into the world, because people don't understand, even though they are bred in captivity and stuff, they are still a wild animal. None were fertile. DNA test on Echo, and Ella lays eggs. Okay. Get along, but haven't mated. They may not mate, you know. It happens. Just because you think a male bird and a female bird look good together, and you know, that don't mean that female likes that male. She might say, he's not manly enough for me, you know. Now, I'm pretty sure that Gabby and Nova are lesbian, and that's fine by me. There. Now I got to cover the box, y'all. I still got an ink down in there, but that's going to be so pretty when it's all covered like that. Get the feet on it. What am I going to do? I need a paintbrush. Yes, I need a paintbrush and a little bit of water and some ink. I'm just going to put a little out on here. So I don't need a lot. This one, that's alcohol. Where's the water one? There it is. Water. Birds are fickle, I'll tell you. And you can't make a bird like you either. You know, if that bird doesn't bond with you and trust you, it probably never will. They choose who they like, who they don't like, and you can't change it. Almost. I know you were moving along on them coffee filters this morning.
Yep. Like I said, I didn't have anything to do today, and did, good day to do them.
I get this inked up in here. I'm going to check outside because the two big ones are really acting a little odd. And nobody else is home. So I want to make sure there ain't nothing out there it shouldn't be. Okay, that's done. Where'd I hide my baby wipes from myself? Over here. Let me walk out and check real quick.
Yep.
Like I said, they're acting awfully odd. That's what you barking at. He's a big one. Let it alone. It's going. Let it alone. It's a wild hog going down.
Oh.
Big hog. So that's what they're having a hissy about. I knew it had to be something because they're not just barkers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Echo hated me. He lunged every time passed by. Now he gives you kisses. Yeah. But it probably took you a very, very long time, Kim, to get to that point. They lay eggs even though they're not fertile because that's part of their DNA. They're supposed to lay eggs like a chicken lays eggs. Just the way they are. So, and you're never going to change it. Okay, that's that one. I think this is the outside. No, I think I want this one in here. Let it fit. Nope, that's not that one. Okay. They are slightly different. That's okay. So, but yeah, birds, they all lay eggs. A full year. Yeah. And it's hard to build their trust. It really is. Now, some people, they'll take to right away. and you never know why. My first blue and gold macaw, her name was Bert. I was told it was a male, and didn't have Bert 2 months, and Bert laid an egg in her cage. And Bert, though, was old. Dr. Walker called her old school. She had been actually captured in the wild and brought to the United States, and we could tell that by her band on her foot. And Dr. Walker figured she was around 75 to 80 years old. I had her for about 5 years before she passed away. And she was awesome. But at first, she didn't like me. I couldn't handle her. My son-in-law could, Chris. And one day I had her cage open. I was sitting on the love seat, and I had a throw over my lap. And she just come over and sat down on me. And I started slowly petting her. And after that, we were best buds. So you never know.
I gotta get more water. I'll be right back.
Berta was buried very well. We built her a coffin. We do this for all of our pets, though. We have a pet cemetery, literally. We've lived in this place for 30 years. So the bunnies, the frogs, all the pets that the kids had and all that. And even to this day, if they have a pet that passes away, they bring the pet up here and bury it at home because they know it's always going to be. Nobody will ever disturb. And but Berta was something else. She was just an amazing bird. And I loved her dearly. Broke my heart when she passed away. So, and it was a while. I wasn't even looking to get a bird. And that's when Nova started getting mean with Summer. And Summer was like, I don't want to just get rid of her, Mom. Will you take her? And I'm like, she doesn't like me that well. And now that bird will sit on the bed with me, and she wants to just hang out. She's my buddy. And Nova's from Ohio. Me and my mom, I found the ad for her. Of course, it was him at the time. And I made arrangements to go to Ohio to pick up. And Nova has to have her beak trimmed every 3 months, no matter what. Evidently, when she was young, she got an infection, and they did not take her and have it treated proper. So now she has what they call a scissor beak from it. And if we don't take her and have it trimmed, it'll overgrow so much and she won't be able to eat. She was barely able to eat when we got her before we hit the Kentucky state line from Ohio, because we went to Jamestown, Ohio, and picked her up. And before we even got to the Kentucky state line, she had a vet appointment with Dr. Walker for the next day. And he told us if we hadn't gotten her and got her in, or somebody, and got her to a vet within a month or two more, she would not have been able to eat at all. And she might have died.
I like her vet.
Nova?
Hmm?
Yeah.
I said, I
Nova
like your
calls
vet.
Tina a cracker.
Yeah, I'm a cracker. But Joe's vet lets me let Joe go live so I can watch and see what he did. It was very interesting.
Yeah, no. Tina's been in the vet office and heard him scream and carry on. It's horrible. You would think he was killing them.
Yep.
They wrap him in a towel like a burrito. And the whole time Dr. Walker is clipping on him and he's feeling around and making sure they don't have any bad things.
He's fast, too.
Huh?
He's fast.
Yes, Dr. Walker's fast, but he's good. Yeah. I'm going to have to find a new vet. Dr. Walker's going to be retiring.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. So he assured me that one of his interns is going to be trained proper before he goes. So, oh, I like that. Isn't that pretty?
Oh, yeah.
It's taken me forever, it seems like, to do it, but by the time you print everything out, you get it all cut out. It's like, are you kidding? A lot to it. I don't live in Kentucky. I live just outside of Augusta, Georgia, in a little town called Blythe, Georgia. I'm a little over 2 hours away from Atlanta. I think about an hour away from Columbia, South Carolina. A little further. There you go. I lived in Nicholasville, Kentucky, just outside of Lexington when I had my oldest daughter. Matter of fact, she was born in Nicholasville, Kentucky. And Nicholasville, Kentucky at that time did not have a hospital. She was born at home on the bed. I went to the doctor that morning. He sent me home, said I wasn't in labor. It was prenatal pressure. 4.5 hours later, my mom and dad delivered their first grandchild. So, and her birth certificate actually has the house address that we lived in when she was born. It says 218 Shreveport Drive, Nicholasville, Kentucky.
Home delivery.
Yep. And it was funny because, he was born in Louisville. My mom had her washed off and clean, but she would turn and blue. My dad was the first person to smack her butt to get her breathing. And one of the paramedics lived across the street from us. So, you just never know what's going to happen in life.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pull out my hole punches when I get this made and see if the hole punches will fit on one of these. And because I've got some different hole punches too that I don't pull out and use because they're in a drawer. I'm terrible at that. I really am.
I think we all are.
I do like this. And I fear even if I didn't leave it on my desk, you know, it would look nice even sitting on a shelf. So, what, Pickles? I hear you. What you doing, Pickles? Pickles? You a good boy, Pickles?
Pickles, bad bird.
He can say, good boy. Can't you, Pickles? Only when he wants to. Get this on there. I'm going to have to get them. I can hear the big ones starting to get a little vocal. I'll get them a couple of peanuts so they don't go. You hear them? Yep.
Yep.
Nova. Be nice. Be nice.
Wow.
Crazy jungle chicken. I like it. Let me get them some peanuts and then I'll get the feed on and that one will be done. Hang on. Where's peanuts? Where's peanuts? Where's peanuts? Ow. I don't know where they hid them. How about you want a cookie? Cookie. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
Let's see what your fortune says. Hang on.
Oh. Yeah.
Here, Gabby. Well, there is no fortune in that fortune cookie. You have no fortune, Gabby. No fortune in the fortune cookie. Okay. Well, they're happy now.
I could hear them. Oh.
That'll work, Mom. What I do with the top to this, so it doesn't dry out. Pickles won't eat things like that. He's too good for it. It's crazy. Any other bird that we've had will eat human food. Pickles looks at you like, I ain't eating that crap. You nuts? Come on.
I still think it's funny how Joe would leave the room, Nova would get off his perch and come up to the camera and have conversation with me.
Nova's special.
Joe would sit down and go, Nova. And I'd be like, we've been talking. I'd watch him. She'd leave the room and he'd be off that perch.
Yeah, Nova's unique.
I'd laugh. God, I'd laugh at that bird.
I'm pretty sure Nova will outlive me. Oops. Come on.
He's a trickster that way. Nova, he's a trickster.
Oh, yeah. She gets in her moods, though. I'll tell you. when she don't want to be on the perch. And so we don't do cages for any of them. We just don't. Now, Pickles, he has a cage, but he has a playground on top of it. And he prefers to be in his cage. He doesn't want anyone touching the inside of his cage. So even cleaning his cage, he will go at you. But Nova and Gabby, they live on a perch, a big perch together. And then we've got an aviary thing that we can put up outside if we want. But we don't do that because it just gets so hot down here for them. Leave the hogs alone. And you got to be careful with the hawks and stuff down here too. Because a hawk will swoop down and grab them. And that's it. You're done. It's over. Okay, now, I like that. Isn't that pretty? Feet look nice on it. And the top of my pin broke, so now I got to find another pin to go in my glue. Of course, something would mess up, right?
Of course.
Now this goes in here, and it fits a little snug, not too bad. So that way, when you put stuff on and off of it, it doesn't come off, you know. I didn't let that foot dry long enough, but it's okay. I do like it. All right, now sit up there and dry. Be a pain in the butt. Okay. Anyway, let me get my hole punches because I want to see, and I'm pretty sure they won't. I would have to make this thing, I think, thinner for them to fit. Yeah, they won't fit on there. But if I narrow it just a little bit, I can fit my hole punches on one. So I'm going to try that. I think I'll make it about half the size. And we'll see how that works. All right. Sit you in there and get all of you guys back on. That'll work. And they'll sit right in that and be just fine now. I like that. So now set that one off to the side and let's see if I can figure out how to okay. I need to, that's the part that's going to have to break down a little bit too. I don't mind the height of it. It's just the width. So let's see if I can figure this out. Oh no, your bird got by a hawk. Yeah. You really have to watch hawks because they'll grab them and it's over. Okay, this little thing is at the end. Just over 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Just over 1 7/8. So I think that could be left at 7/8. So I could take an inch off. So let's go 1/2 inch on each side down. I think that would work. Put that up there. And all right. 1/2 inch. What are you two complaining about?
They don't know. You can just complain.
Yeah, they're like kids. Scam likely, go away.
Last coffee filter. And then I'll clean this up and then I'll start drying them.
Okay, let's see.
There we go. All done. Now,
and then that's not even half. Not happy with that. I am no good at measuring angles. Hello, Sabrina. You want to come in? Tina can put the link in if you want for you.
hi,
Tina's
Sabrina.
around. I wonder if I do. What, Nova? That top is 1.5. Inch is too big. What is 3/4? Okay, 3/4 of an inch would be okay.
Oh, Yeah, she got too long. She has to go get Zach. She has to get in line to go get Zach at school. And if she don't get there early, she'll be there forever.
I understand that.
Nope.
Been there, done that. Didn't enjoy the school thing.
She tries to get there like an hour before. She sits there and just watches YouTube videos or chats with me or somebody while she waits.
Okay.
I'm going to go wash my hands and I'll be right back.
That was what I was doing wrong. It's a slanted surface, and I was trying to make it out to be a straight up and down surface. That doesn't work, right? Okay, so let's see. And I think I'm going to, it's half and half. Well, I don't have to cook tonight. I went ahead and fried chicken last night. And I done enough that he's got food he can eat today. So yay. Oh, you just had almond time? They love almonds. Tina is working on her mixed media coffee filters. And I finished this for those to sit on. And I'm going to make one that's a little smaller so my hole punches can sit on one. So
okay,
that's what I'm working on. So, how far? What is that, a quarter? I think I got it right there. And let's see, where am I at? Okay. That will work because we are at inch up there and just over inch and a quarter down here, but that'll be okay.
We are roasting hot dogs and sleeping out tonight. We got an air mattress and a heated blanket. Ah, nice.
I love when we all get together and do the weenie roast. So much fun. The kids just love it.
Yep. S'mores.
Right.
We didn't do much of it this year. Like we did have fires. It seemed like the summer was real fast, real active. Diamond worked a lot of hours so before she went to school. And she only goes from, part-time or maybe a weekend here and there during school. So she worked most weekends.
Okay, where's the rest of the... These are the stand. That's that. That. These two I have to adjust. So I put you. I need to copy these two so I can break them down. I am so bad with measuring. So there's that. I'm going to, on this one,
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to mark you there. Come on. Hold still. Now that's weird. Come here. Same size. Why did I not cut you out straight? Has to be my measuring. Yep. I was off. I figured. Here and here. Okay, so
Yep.
what did I miss? Got my head down.
She said she can't tolerate the cold much because her arthritis and her fibro gets my joints and my muscles. Know that.
Oh, yeah.
I have sciatica. I ain't far from my Bible. I've been really lucky since I got the shots, though. I can't complain.
Yeah, it sucks. Winter is rough.
Where are you, Kim?
I do not do well in the winter, even in Georgia. It's just rough. Okay.
Pennsylvania. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's up where it gets cold. And they say this winter is going to really be bad.
Yep.
The almanac.
Yep.
I was looking at it the other day and I was like, geez, we're even going to get it. And y'all know Georgia doesn't usually get that cold. So,
yeah, Wisconsin's going to suck. I could tell it's going to be a different winter because our leaves are falling quicker this year.
yeah. They say. And I always trust the almanac. I'm sorry. I grew up on a farm in Indiana. My grandpa always went by the almanac. Yeah. It is no fun.
In Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay. Now let's hope I did this right. Hope, hope, hope. One more piece. Like I said, I don't mind the length right now.
Fall is ugly this year. My fall has been nice. I will admit, we haven't had a really cold, but wait, November. Because we were talking, Diamond and I, last year, because this is how we roll for Halloween. You don't know if it's going to be rainy, sleety, or snowy. So we always bring all the winter gear out. And last year, because me and Diamond, I'm like, Diamond, look at it. She's like, we had snow last year. I'm like, no, we didn't. We had this weather last year. Are you sure? And I'm like, I know. So she looked at it, and I was right. We had nice weather because Allie put her snow pants on underneath her costume because Mom told her to bundle up, you know. And we're trick-or-treating, and she's sweating. And I'm like, Allie, why are you sweating so much? I'm really hot, Nana. And I'm like, why are you so hot? It was beautiful sweatshirt weather Halloween, which was a surprise. And she had her snow pants on underneath her costume. I told her to take her costume off, and we stripped her snow pants off her.
Let's go.
She was sweating her little ass off. Ooh. See, those are stuck together, so we'll try it.
Get in there. Yeah. And.
Oh, there's only one. Okay.
You're not going back out. You're acting ridiculous.
So we were hoping that maybe this Halloween we'll have another good Halloween. But not even a week after Halloween, we got hit big time. Snap. I remember one year it was so cold for trick-or-treating that because we always treated this neighborhood I lived in, that it was so cold that I brought the kids to Scott's mom's, and her and I went up to Kmart, was up the road from us, bought bags of candy, and we did a little hunt in the house for kids to have candy because it was too cold to go trick-or-treating. We had hot cocoa and marshmallows and played a scavenger hunt. And then, because it was just too cold for the kids to be outside to go door to door. Sleeting. It was sleeting out. It was terrible. So I live in that one state where you don't know what it's going to be like to trick-or-treating.
Oh, I went trick-or-treating in the snow when I was a kid.
Yep.
I hunt Easter eggs in the snow.
Yep, us too.
One year, it snowed on my mom and dad's anniversary on May 2nd. We had snow.
I had a birthday party in March. My birthday's in March. They threw me a birthday party. We ended up outside instead of in the house because it was so beautiful. No snow on the ground, which was weird for March up here. And went home that night and we got a blizzard.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
This year we had snow in May.
And you're going to fit. So that's that. Now I need...
They're looking so nice and crisp. I like it when they get done and it looks so cool. You get all that nice.
Okay, I need 1, 2 of those, one of those, and 4 of those. I think I did it. I think I figured it out.
Yep.
Yay.
Well, if the trees in me and Scott's backyard usually are one of the trees that falls last, okay? This is what's weird this year. They are falling first, where Scott's dad's trees are still have leaves on it. They're just beginning to fall. Where ours is practically gone. It's weird. So I told Scott we're in for a winter because the tough trees are already falling. Scott walked in the backyard and he's like, Jesus. And I'm like, I told you. And it's a totally opposite. Our trees are down more this year than Dad's. Usually it's Dad's are down first, and then me and Scott. We're lucky we can get them all up in our backyard before the first snowfall. Because half the time we do the front, we don't worry about the backyard, and then in the spring we just mulch them up. This year, ours were down. Scott's dad's hardly any.
You never know. But I hate raking leaves. Ugh.
Oh, if I had to do our yard, there's no way I'd be hiring somebody if we didn't have the rider with the bagger on it.
It's a lot of work.
I would
People
not. I remember when we would rake the leaves and put them in a tarp to get them to the curb. Now with this nice lawnmower, Scott's dad's with a bagger. Yeah, it takes us a while because it don't take long to fill up those little bags in the back, you know?
Right.
Only size of a regular garbage can. He has 2 of them. But I tell you, it sure lessens the work.
Okay. Pretty sure this will work. If it don't, I always think it should have.
I just cleaned my craft supplies around where I create. John will be happy. John will be happy. Oh, John would be happy. I read that wrong. See how my craft room, it's my space. If I clean it, I clean it. If I don't, I don't. Right now on the other side of my table, it's just got stuff on.
I just want it tidied up a little. And at least this way, maybe I'll use what I have more often. That's my thing. Is stuck in a drawer. I forget, I don't use. So hopefully doing this out, sitting on the table, I'll use them and get some good out of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the plan anyway. Come on. Still not lined up. Here we are. Scooch down a little. Nope. Well, just go for it. I said it popped up on my feed, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna make
Hi,
some.
Nana.
Hey, Nan. How you doing?
He hates anything out of place. We have 2 rooms full of craft stuff. This is my living room.
Yeah. I craft in our living room too, honey. Okay, let's see. A little more.
Jo is making a thing to hold her punches. I am sorry, I just seen you. I'm sorry, Nana. I did some coffee filters earlier, and now I'm ironing them.
Yeah, I'll show you, Nan. Oh, is this the template? I think so. I bought a template from Genevieve Designs. And I just got done making that. It's
Jo, why don't you switch us to the wide?
Okay, hang on. Does that help? Okay. The feet are still drying, so. But anyway, I made that.
It didn't switch yet.
It should have. Mine did.
There we go. It finally showed up.
Yeah. So it's that.
What a delay.
To hold on. All those the corner rounders. And I thought I'd like to have something like that for all of my hole punches that I have. So I'm modifying that to fit these and see if it works. Haha. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm getting my chipboard parts cut out now. So we can try this out and see if it'll work. Like I said, if it does, awesome. If it doesn't, it's just paper. And I would really like to have them both to match anyway, So I think it would be kind of nice. So anyway, I think I need one more of those. That, yeah. Need one more. And I'm not going to get it all decorated and everything today, but I would at least want to get it put together to see if it's going to work. So. Oh. But yeah, just putzing around basically, as Tina would put it.
You put them in journals. You can make flowers with them.
Tina does a lot of stuff with coffee filters.
You can rip them up and use them as paper itself. I mean, my granddaughter takes them. I don't want to ruin one. And she goes like this. And then make a flower. She does a better job than I do. I made these. I will be putting packs together and selling them.
Fingers crossed.
Or you can fold them in half and put it in a journal and use it as a journal page. And you can journal on it. Yeah. You can cut out and make die cuts on it. I've seen where I've taken and the die cuts.
Get it? Cut you off. I have a hard time seeing pencil lines.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hello, Vanessa. Did you get the grandbaby? I'm assuming that's what you had to do, go pick up the grand youngin'.
She's been on the phone all day making calls. Still on the phone right now, but on hold.
Yeah. I have a snoring dog laying behind me. And some nights, I'll tell you, with the dog on the floor and the hubby in the bed, and they snore synchronized. It's terrible. Have to wake the hubs up to wake the dog up so they both quit snoring.
When I was sick, I was snoring so bad that I startled myself.
You was getting some good Z's.
Yeah.
All right, last 3 pieces to cut out, and then I can tape it together and check it out and see if it's going to work. Yay. I'm going to have to get hubby to break my blade. I don't like doing it myself because, well, I don't want to get hurt. And he's the guy. That's his job. It's like, well, fly up and hit me too. I'm like, you're the guy.
Joe, look what I finally found. And I was
What?
so mad, okay? You're gonna laugh. So I got all excited. And let me finish this one and I'll get it. I was all excited, okay? I found it.
Okay.
And then I got home and realized, this ain't it. So let me iron this and I'll get the first one. All right. Get it. Okay. Oh. All right. So I'm gonna my iron on the way so I don't get myself and burn, give myself a burn. So I like, oh my god, I finally found one. I got all see what I got.
Oh, the finger.
Yeah.
Finger
Well, I
blade.
get home and I open it and it's a tiny blade. Tiny.
Oh, you got the one that turns.
Yeah. So I was so mad that I went on Amazon and actually bought the right one.
They have them at Michael's.
That's where I got the white one because it was on sale.
Right.
They were out of the regular one. The one I wanted. So I got home. I was so mad that I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to order it.
Yeah, but you'll use the swivel blade too.
Yep. So now I got both. I was like, oh my God, it's on sale too. So I grabbed it, not realizing, you know.
Right.
And then I got home and realized it.
She got all excited, and then it was doused.
Yep.
It's okay. All right. Where's the end? There it is. I figure if I got it, figured out the measurements and got it cut out and check out to see if it'll work, I'll be a happy camper today.
Been on the phone all day. Been on the phone all day. Making calls. Still on the phone right now. Oh, she is sick, so she's already home. Sorry to hear that, Vanessa. Who's sick? Who's sick? Did I miss a conversation?
I think we missed something, y'all. I'm sorry.
I don't know who's sick.
Oh, the granddaughter.
Oh.
The grandbaby, because I was asking her, she have to go pick her up. She's already home because she's sick.
Ah, gotcha.
I gotcha, Vanessa. See? Okay. I'm telling you. If
my grandkids just went back to school today.
If brains were ammo, there are days I wouldn't have enough to blow my nose.
They've been home since let me see. 20th? I want to say. Something like that. 21st, 22nd. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get a couple of pieces of tape off to help me hold.
They put in the mask mandate at the high school now. Middle school.
Ours have had mask mandate since they started school back in August.
Yeah, see, they left it up to the parents. Well, now they put a mandate in it in the high school, and last week and now this week it's the middle school and so forth. I don't know why they just don't say mask your kids up and be done with it. My grandkids were wearing masks because Diamond took Sabrina's advice. Have your kids start the school year with the mask on, okay? But Allie still got it. So it just shows you the only time Allie didn't wear a mask is for cross country and she was outside. So it just shows you the masks really don't work.
Right.
There's just a prevention. That's all it is.
It's not a good prevention. And it's not healthy for our young people to be wearing the mask all the time. They can't breathe properly. Nobody can. They need to have a place where they can have a break from them,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to work. Okay, so that would be like that. And then these doohickeys.
So what is exactly wrong with the granddaughter? Is she sick of, or not, you know what I mean? What's her symptoms?
Yay, Tina, it'll work.
Awesome.
That'll work to hold my
punches. You're right, Kim.
Well, I mean, come on, y'all. Think about it. The world's deadliest virus and a piece of fabric is going to save your life.
Yeah.
When if you're a painter or whatever, you have to wear respirators. Even resin, you should wear a respirator and stuff. I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, yes, I wear a mask. I go out because, it's what you're supposed to do.
See, we have no mask mandates. You can walk in and out of stores without
Well, we
them.
don't have a mandate, but some stores require it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
know what I mean?
stores, like our
Yeah.
Goodwill, you still have to wear a mask in.
And I know it's crazy. All right, I'm gonna have to.
I think they should be more worried about our food and having all these salmonella or whatever it's called outbreaks throughout the country. That you just sent me.
All right, we'll leave that set. That's
like,
done.
why aren't they so worried about finding out how that food thing is being?
You mean the food shortage?
No, it starts with an S.
Oh, it's where it's coming from that I sent you.
Yeah, the whatever
The
it's called.
salmonella.
Thank you.
Outbreak.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot for a whole country.
Yes, and they don't know where it's coming from.
Yep.
Because I'm the one that sent you that article.
Yeah, I didn't hear that on any damn news channel.
Nope, I hadn't either. But let me see. I didn't save it. Let me find. I can go to yours, I think. Your messenger. And I'll tell y'all about it. I sent it to everybody just about because it's pretty bad. Yeah, salmonella outbreak from unknown food sources sickens sickens people in 36 states as cases climb. And it was on YouTube, News Nation Now. Trying to see what, but I mean, in 36 states, that's a lot of salmonella.
Yeah. Well, just like officer of defense, okay, that's appointed by Nancy Pelosi, okay,
right?
His assistant, the officer of defense, I don't know the guy's name. His assistant was arrested last week for child pornography. And that's in our government. And this man is supposed to have top-notch security. And that flipped me out. That they just discovered it, and he's held this job for I don't know how long as an assistant to our officer of defense.
But yeah, you can.
You didn't hear that on Big News Network either.
No. But y'all are more than welcome to check it out. That's what I know it's not showing up, but there it is. So it's crazy. Just absolutely ridiculous. And from part of I didn't listen to the video thing. I always go through later and check out some of the comments. And someone said something about the CDC had known about this for a while.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And people are saying, well, it's because the food's sitting in the containers off, at the docks from the container backup debacle.
Yep.
So
Biden's America.
Well, it is what it is.
Yep. I blame partially Trump and Biden for what's going on in this country.
Yes. All politicians. None
Yep.
of them are innocent.
Yep.
Tina, I'm going to put you up on yours because you're doing something. I'm not doing anything right this minute. My back's killing me. So there, you can have it for a bit. I'll chat. Because my back is really hurting, y'all. I've been on, I don't know how long. Couldn't tell you. Oh.
We've been on almost 3 hours. We got
Oh
5
my
minutes and it'll
gosh.
be 3 hours.
In what?
In 5 minutes, it'll be 3 hours.
Well, we'll get off because,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of things you find on the web you
Yep.
don't find on the news. It's true. But I do believe that our mainstream media has gone political,
Yep.
and I quit watching them because of it. As far as a lot of them out in Hollywood, I'm sorry. You are paid to entertain. You are not paid to push
You
your
don't live in
idea
reality
on
every
me.
day. I look at them. I don't listen to movie stars because they don't live in our reality.
No. Their income is completely different.
I know what the American people want. Really? You don't even live in our...
Well, and for Joe Biden to stand there and say, pay your fair share, and he owes taxes, that's kind of the pot calling the kettle black there.
Yep.
And his son's being investigated for not paying taxes.
Yeah.
How can you tell the American people who are paying $1 more a gallon at the pump, we're paying more for our groceries, we're, trying to keep the economy going, to pay our fair share?
Yep.
It burns my biscuits.
I can't handle when you have politicians, like I'll use Nancy Pelosi saying, I know what the American people want, when you don't even know what is going on in an everyday average household.
Well, and the wanting to know if you do a $600 transaction on your bank account, most of those politicians, and a lot of them, spend that much on a bottle of wine in a restaurant.
Yeah.
But you want to know what I'm doing with $600.
Yeah.
Yes, grocery prices are out of control.
Yep. Me and Scott, I went and got everything to make tacos. We don't use tacos, we use Doritos. Scott likes ranch, I like the nachos. I got I had the hamburger at home because we did a cow. So I bought the taco seasoning, the lettuce, the sour cream, the cheese, and a taco pack, okay? That's it. It doesn't sound like much, right? $35.
Yep. Well, I keep our canned goods stocked very well. And I have a upright freezer that I keep because, there's been plenty of times my kids have needed something, and they'll, if they've been out of work or something, they'll come grocery shopping in our pantry.
Yep.
And they're more than welcome to do that.
Well,
I
okay.
donate
Diamond.
to our food banks.
Kids qualified for so much of food allotment because they weren't going to school, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Wisconsin was so far behind sending them out. Diamond and Sam didn't think they'd ever get it. Okay? Because they qualified. Like I told Diamond, if you qualify, you take it.
Right.
So they didn't get it. So Diamond thought, well, maybe we didn't qualify. Then she's get a notice on her card because they were on food stamps assistance when Diamond or when Sam went to school, you know?
Right.
Because Diamond hates, you know? But when Sam was going to school, she was the only one working. They needed a little help. And all of a sudden, she got a notice that you have money on her food stamps card. And she hasn't used it for. Sam graduated in 2011. So that's how long it's been, you know? Because it was within a matter of weeks, Sam got a job after graduation.
Right.
And they didn't need it anymore. $4,000 on it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because they never got the year that the kids were, the previous year when COVID first happened. They were supposed to get it. They never got it. And they were allotted so much for the second year. The family of 6. And it was so, because it was like each kid got so much per month. Like I think Allie's was $340. It went down only like $20 by the time it got to Riley. That she's like, so she called me up. She goes, Mom, do you need groceries? She shared it. Because I feed the grandkids as much, you know, when they're here.
Well, yeah, because you take care of them sometimes when they're working.
Yeah. So she took me grocery shopping. And so that, you know, I got just in case too. Or, you know, kids are here. Because
I said I keep our pantry full. I keep the freezers full.
Yep.
We
and now
keep
that
at least
Sam was
10
out of
cases
work,
of water.
he got some sort of thing through Oneida because of COVID, because he was off of work.
Mm-hmm.
They got because they live on Oneida, so then they're on Oneida housing. So they got no rent for the next 3 months, so they can catch up on the regular bills like the heat, water, and lights, you know.
Right.
So with Sam being off work, he had to isolate with the rest of the family. But like I said to Diamond, I feel sorry for families that are not on a reservation, that don't have that still have to cover their rent, because now you're paid to be off unless you test positive, and then it's still up to the company. Just like I think if you have to go to the doctor and you get hospitalized for COVID, I think our government should pay that. I don't think we should have to pay that for that hospitalization. They'll pay for your testing, but hey, if you need anything else,
they're
you're
not
on your own.
No, they're not. Not all of them. Chelsea and Frank, when they had to get tested, and they called.
Yeah, why did they need your insurance card information?
They had to pay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not free.
It wasn't free testing. That's bullcrap.
Yep. Because I don't know who.
And my daughter asked them, said, I thought the testing was free. And they're like, no, that's a misconception in different places for different areas.
Yep. Because somebody was in Walgreens, and then I heard the guy say, and I was picking up Scott's dad's prescription, and the guy was in there to get his COVID shot. He's like, what do you need my insurance information for? Thought this was free. Yep.
Nope, it ain't.
Nope.
Don't let them fool you, y'all.
Yep.
So
I think personally it's just a pharmaceutical thing to make more money.
Well, yeah, because I mean,
who's going to get a shot by the same
shot?
that...
If you get the shot, you still have to social distance. You still have to wear a mask. You can still get it. I get you won't go in the hospital, but if you don't have underlying problems, you're more than likely not going to go in the hospital anyway.
Yep.
And if you don't get the shot, you still have to. So what is the point?
Yep.
I don't understand. And it was pushed through so fast. They haven't done enough study over years to know what this is going to do down the road.
Yep. And who'd want to? I personally like. Why would you get a shot by the same company that did this virus?
So, you know.
When I heard that one, I'm like, I ain't getting that one.
And now they want you to get boosters.
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't even been out a whole year. And they're already requiring boosters.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Like I said, I've talked to my doctor, and right now I'm not, because I have I get blood clots, and I'm treated for that. So until my doctor says, Joe, it's time, you need to go ahead, I'm good. I trust my doctor.
Yep.
I do not trust the government telling me what I need and what I don't need.
Yep. Well, I always tell the person when I call insurance and they deny a claim where they went to medical school, what medical degree do you have?
Yeah.
The lady goes, pardon? I said, where did you go to medical school? I said, all you are is looking at a screen in front of you telling me it's denied. What medical degree do you have to deny something that my doctor says I need?
Mm-hmm.
And they stutter. So
Well, I
all they
didn't,
look
but
up is at a screen.
that particular prescription is not covered by our company. You know. So, yeah. All right. We've been on, I know, at least 3 hours. We're going to get off of here, y'all.
Yep.
Kim, I'll talk to you after bed.
Thanks,
If you want
everybody.
to chat, give me a call. Do what, honey?
So thanks, everybody. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on with me, Tina.
No problem.
So, and y'all stay safe. Please stay safe.
Yep.
And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.